if your brake lights are out and you've gone through the normal checks, which would be your fuse, and for my car, the fuse was 20 amp metal fuse, which is kind of unusual, but your fuse is going to be something like this. So the first step would be locating the fuse box and then finding which fuse is associated with your brake lights. Pull that out, hold it up to the light, and see if that's broken, if the connection, the wire in there is broken. But sometimes you can't really tell. Sometimes they can be cracked or you can't really see it. So go ahead and replace it. It's only going to be like $1. And if you have a big metal fuse like this, it's going to be a little more pricey, maybe 10 bucks. And it's rare, but it does happen that both bulbs go out at the same time. So locate your brake lights on the back of the car and pull that out and look at the number on the side of it. Or you could go ahead and test this, but since they're not really expensive, you're probably looking at $8, $9. Go ahead and buy 2 of them. And if that doesn't work, at least you'll have 2 spares in your glove compartment in case of emergencies. Now, if after both of those things your brake lights are still not working, chances are very, very good that this is what you need. And most cars have a brake light switch, which is this thing right here, on the brake pedal, okay? And this, when the brake pedal is pressed, this completes the connection and tells the brake lights to go on. But it also has another function on some cars, not all of them, and it also acts as a transmission lockout. So if you're sitting in your car with the car running, this will eliminate the transmission being put into drive or any gear and come out of park unless your foot is depressed on the brake. And that's a safety feature because there have been cases of, Mom left the car running and had to run in the mailbox to grab the mail, and one of the kids, pulled down the shifter lever, and that can wind up in a serious, serious tragedy. And it doesn't even have to be a child, it could be a dog, or, just something accidentally hit the shifter lever and put it in gear and your car takes off. And this also completes that connection to the transmission. Once your foot is put on the brake, it tells the transmission, okay, everything is safe. Go ahead and put it in gear. The first thing we have to do is remove this black panel right here, and to do that there's 3 screws up front that go into plastic clips, and then there's a metal clip in the back that holds the front of that shroud on, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Here's that metal clip that I was referring to, and that just makes it easier for the guy at the factory to just, clip it in place and screw on the front so it doesn't fall, and it turns a 2-man job into a 1-man job, and it makes things a lot faster for the assembly line. So once you get the screws out, just kind of bend that metal tab back and just pull out the shroud. Now it's out of your way and we can see what we're doing up there. Here's your switch right there. And the first thing we have to do is take this wire connection off right there, and there's a little tab right on the side of it, and just pull that up with your fingernail, and that little connection should just slide right out. And we're upside down here, so it's hard to get orientated, but there's a cutter pin holding that switch on, and my finger's on it right there. It's kind of reddish or maroon in color right there. We have to pull that cotter pin out, and that's a new school cotter pin, so it just should pull straight out with a little bit of pressure. Now, between the cotter pin and the switch, there's a plastic washer on the outside of the switch, and pull that down and put that away. You don't want to lose it. You're going to need it. Now, before just yanking the switch off, I recommend taking a really good look at how it's connected on there, because it can be a little bit tricky to get the new one back on. But in case you couldn't really see or you weren't paying attention, I'm going to show you exactly how the new one gets reconnected. Okay, I made you a kind of crude little prop to show you how this goes back together. And this would be your brake pedal, and it's got that tube coming out of it right there. Attached to that tube is another lever, and when you press the brake, that lever goes into the master cylinder and tells it to work. Pull this lever out to right about the edge of that tube, and this would be your brake switch. And that open end goes just like that, right on. It's a little bit tricky. Right onto the tube, like that. And then line up these holes on the other side, and just push that closed. Then don't forget to put that plastic washer on there. And then go ahead and put the cotter pin in the hole. And that's how that is set up. So if you didn't pay attention to how you took it apart, this can be a little bit confusing. You can just set that up like that and just put the whole thing in there. Just make sure everything's right. Give it another view of it. So that should start up underneath, and that's how it slips on and locks together on both sides. Comprende? I'll show it to you one more time. I think the easiest way to do it is just to put this lever and just let it hang on there, but put it all the way at the end or you'll never get it on right. And that opening goes up underneath like this. It's a little bit tricky. And line up the holes and push it on. There's one assembly like that. And then the washer, and then the cotter pin. So there you go. I hope I cleared that up for you in case you were having problems with it. And don't forget the wire connection, and you should hear it click back into place, and that makes sure that you're all the way connected and locked into place.